The opening kick by the Highlanders of the second half, it will be T.J. Llewellyn kicking from right to left, go the Highlanders, north to south. 3 returners deep for Gibbs. And they lead by 14 with first possession. The kick is going to hit about the 25 bound, be taken by one of the upbacks. Looks for running room, tries to run outside. That's McDaniel. McDaniel across the 30, across the 35, taken down at about the 39-yard line. That's where Gibbs will have it first and 10.
40-yard line, first down.
The return that time by McDaniel covered approximately 19 yards. Gibbs to the line of scrimmage. It's first and 10. They'll have one back in the backfield, wing back right side, receivers left and right now in motion. That's one of the tight ends, Espiritu. Toss pitch outside, Moore left side, stood up, and a good tackle on the right side. Who makes that? John Sexton. Sexton comes across the line of scrimmage, reads it for a loss. For Moore, that was his 13th carry of the game. That's for -1. In the first half, he had 50-something yards rushing, 53, I believe, H.
What was Gibbs' total offense?
Really not much. They carried the ball in the first half 19 times for 97 yards and had 20 yards passing, so not much. A little draw play inside. That's Moore. Moore powers over the top of the tackler. That's Rusty Worsham. Good collision in there. Rusty slows him down. Now Alshire and Jeffers come in to make the tackle as he gets to the 44-yard line. They pick up off 6.
Third down.
You know, another thing that you'll see on some of these ball placement tricks, when you've got a fairly tall running back like that carrying the football, he'll be hit, and where you think he's down at a certain yard line, he's going to get 2 more yards.
Third down. Again, Moore bounces outside, has running room, and shakes a leg and pulls a tackler along just enough for that extra yard to pick up the first down inside Highlander territory at the 49.5-yard line, a gain of about 5 for Dustin Moore. More charts here than I can keep up with this evening. First down for Gibbs. They'll have 2 tight ends, receiver left and right, one back. That's Moore. They give it to Moore left side. Hit and slowed by the Highlanders. He drags a couple of defenders along for 2, maybe 3 yards. Purdue, the primary tackler, helped by Boshears getting up off the ground. Gain of 2 by Moore.
Second down.
We're underway in the third period. 10:04 remaining in the period. Gibbs leading by 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points, and they have possession of the football. Again, the receiver splitting left, right, one back, and that looks more like McDaniel than it does Moore in the backfield now. Overton rocks, hands it off to McDaniel. Running room left side, pulls Worsham along for the ride, another 4 or 5 yards. We'll give him 9 yards on the carry and a first down, Gibbs.
On the left side, Gibbs' left offensive side, they ripped a pretty good size hole there for that running back to scoot through.
Keep calling by his last name. His first name is Josh McDaniel. This time they'll have one of the tight ends as a wing back on the right side. Little delayed draw. Hit. That's Espiritu destroyed in the backfield as the Highlanders really blasted in there. Worsham came on the blitz off the end. That was Llewellyn. Somebody else in there for the Howlers. They all got there. Jeffers off the right defensive end. They all got there about the same time. Almost blew up the play on the handoff as it went from Overton to Espiritu. A loss of 1.
That was a good defensive play right there. The Highlanders in the position of field right now. They need to make the big stop, cancel this drive that Gibbs is working on.
Same formation. McDaniel the tailback in a one-back set. Dropping the pass, here comes Overton. A little screen pass. It's to McDaniel. McDaniel at the 40. And a nice open field tackle in there. Rusty Worsham. McDaniel falls forward to the 35-yard line. A gain of 4 on the pass.
Third down.
3rd and 6. This is probably the first critical play that's coming up for the Highlanders in this second half.
3rd down. Same formation. You don't have to worry about Gibbs doing a lot of things different. Just a double tight end. And this is Moore. They give it to Moore. Running room right side. Taken down. Washington makes a tackle. Coming up to help clip him down was Greg Slavin. But Moore dives to about the 29-yard line. And I think that might well be a half a yard short.
It is.
For Moore, that was his 17th carry of the game. Moore, the one back, featured in this offense, quarterback keeper, drives everybody straight ahead, and Overton will have enough for the 1st down. He'll pick up 3 yards as the ball to the Highlander 26-yard line.
Stopped by the Highlander line at the 26. 1st down.
Now, down in this territory, every play that rolls up is a chance that the Highlanders need to try to force some sort of turnover.
The receivers again, left and right. Moore remains the one back in the backfield. They give it to Moore, left side. Ball's on the ground. Where's the ball? Who has the ball? The Highlanders do. Rusty Washam is there. Moore took a pretty good lick. Out came the ball, and it's 1st and 10 Highlanders.
Ball is spotted at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 Highlander.
The fumble by Moore, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the 1st turnover in the game by either team.
I believe so.
1st turnover. Possession goes to the Highlanders. 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line.
There's a hole.
Handoff, running room. Sherwood Hembry has 3, maybe 4 yards off the right side. Tries to outdistance the speed over there, but I'm telling you, Gibbs very fast. You're not going to get outside much. You need to concentrate north and south. A little more than I thought. Probably 4 yards on the carry by Sherwood.
Yeah, you know, of course, from our vantage point, we maybe said, yeah, turn to the inside. There's a better running lane, but we can't see it from the same perspective that running back can.
West out on the right side to the left side. Greg Slavin now in motion through the backfield. Lou Allen, toss pitch, looking for Hembry outside.
There you go.
Has a little opening, stumbles forward. Maybe have been clipped over by his own man just a little bit. He'll pick up 1, 2, 3 more yards. It's going to be 2nd and a manageable long 2 yards to go for the Highlanders.
3rd down about 2.
Well, you know,
Sherwood is out. Let me make this point. Sherwood has already carried the ball as much in the 2nd half as he did the 1st half.
One thing you heard Coach Carter said was some blocking assignments, some adjustments they made on that at the halftime, and those 2 plays we just saw show some indication of that.
West again to the right side. Slot receiver out there. With him is Lou Allen. 2 receivers back on the left side for the Highlanders. They give it to Washam. It's a good second effort. He falls forward to near the 36-yard line. That is close, but maybe short by, I don't know, a football length. The official's looking at it, and I think they want to take the measurement. That was actually a good second effort by Rusty that time, as he was really hit at about the line, maybe even behind the line of scrimmage, and managed to pick up and stretch his body out. It will be close, H.
Well, I saw his head rip around what I might have even said face mask, but anyway, I saw his head make that funny side jerk.
It is short by a half a foot. Coach Carter, this is what you get paid for right here.
Hey, I got no fault if he goes for this one.
Gibbs, they will probably stack that line, no doubt, and probably put 8, 9 players in the box and really shoot those backers again. Coach Carter with the call, going for it. The Highlanders come to the line of scrimmage. Jeffers the quarterback, one back behind him, that's Hembry. Double tight ends. Lou Allen right side, Jeffers left side. Quarterback sneak, that's Jeffers.
Should have got it.
According to where this sideline official comes running in over here, it's a gain of 1 yard and 1st down Highlanders.
For a Highlander 1st down.
By my tally, H, that is the first down of the game for the Highlanders.
You know,
So we're on a roll with 5 minutes to go here.
I got asked that down in the dressing room at halftime, you know, if the Highlanders had a first down. I couldn't remember. I was wanting to say I don't think so,
But now we can proudly say 1st and 10 Highlanders. Jeffers may be audibilizing at the line of scrimmage. Drops, wants to pass, looking for a short dump pass. It's tipped behind the line of scrimmage, and it was intended for Hembry, trying to run a little old flare or maybe a screen. I don't think it was a screen as much as it was a flare out on the right side. Pass is incomplete. Second and 10 Highlanders. Clock stop. 4:34 remaining first half. Play shuttle in as Jeffers comes to the sideline to get the play from Coach Carter.
I think at time I saw a safety in position. Yeah, this time a safety's in position. It may be a different set, but at least nope, there comes a safety walking up. So
Lou Allen will step back from the tight end through the backfield in motion, right to left. Jeffers fakes into the middle, intends it for Lou Allen, has a reception and more for a first down at midfield. The completion will cover 13 yards.
Gain is out to the 50-yard line, 1st and 10, Highlanders.
And, you know, like I said, that safety drew up in there 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. That's what you're looking for. You're getting that zero coverage. You're looking to cut somebody across the middle.
Good use of the tight end, using him in motion and curling him back into the middle of the field. 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. The Highlanders trailing by 2 touchdowns, and this has been a FAST moving third period. 4:05 remaining third period. Again, Jeffers from the line of scrimmage may be changing the play. In motion again. Here comes the linebackers. Jeffers wants to roll with the ball. Eludes a defender, eludes a second defender, looks downfield. Finally, this time it's going to be caught and thrown for a loss of 2 or 3. And I'm telling you, I'm sitting. There is a flag across the way. I thought the backers may have gotten in that neutral zone. It would be for a -2 if the play stands. We wait on the officials. No, it's a clip. So it's not exactly what we thought at all. -2 on the carry from the spot of the foul. It will be a 15-yard mark-off. It will be in the neighborhood of first down and 22 yards to go for the Highlanders. They're quickly at the line of scrimmage once the officials get the ball set. Jeffers, again, changing maybe the play at the line of scrimmage. In motion through the backfield. That goes Lou Allen. They want to run a little option play on the left side. Late pitch. That's to Hembry. Tries for the corner. Finds a turner. Corners the corner. Knocked out of bounds in front of the Highlander bench as he gets to where? Nope, not as much as what I thought. Knocked out of bounds at about the Highlander 41-yard line.
He got the biggest part of the penalty back, though. Whoops, maybe not.
In what was 1st and 22, now it's going to be second down and about 20. So it had to be more than 22, wasn't it?
40-yard line, be second down, 20.
Gibbs is pretty well timed up on those linebacker stunts with the cadence Mr. Jordan's using.
Now in motion, the wide out right side, that is West. Comes to the backfield, turns, reverses, goes back outside. Jeffers, pressure from the backside, has to get rid of the ball, intends it for Lou Allen. Has the reception, has running room, breaks the tackle. Up the right side goes Lou Allen. One man trying to chase him. Lou Allen is pulled down inside the 20, inside the 15-yard line. The play carry covers a 45, 6, 7 yards. About 47 yards on the reception that time. Good isolation to the big man. Had some room to run up the right side after actually eluding a defender or two near midfield. First down Highlanders, 1st and 10, the ball at, actually the 12-yard line. rolling out. This is Jeffers.
Good block, good block.
Keeper on the outside. Hembry out in front of him.
He's
Jeffers
in.
to the end zone. Touchdown, 12 yards. Jordan Jeffers. The Highlanders, hey, knocking on the board now, H.
That was a well-called play down there. Coach Carter got some good execution, no flags on the field, just some speed. Got good seals all across that left side. The Highlanders with 2:44 left in this third period are on the board as they prepare for their point after, and they're going to go for 2, I think.
We are going to have to wait and see on that. Or the Highlanders, they're going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Highlander.
We'll wait right here. Let's just talk about, first of all, the pass play. I had it down, H, for covering 47 yards. It probably actually covered, let's see, it was from the 12, so that would have been 38 yards. It actually covered 48 yards. So that big pass play to Llewellyn at midfield had enough for the first down after he broke a little tackle and got more as he got free up the sideline. Got it to the 12-yard line. One play later, Jordan Jeffers, 12 yards around the left end. Got some good seal blocks, touchdown as he walked standing into the end zone. It will be T.J. Llewellyn on the field to attempt the point after kick for the Highlanders.
T.J. Llewellyn to attempt the point.
Out of the hole of Jeffers, I believe. The snap is high. The kick is going to be blocked. It was out of the hold of Slavin that time. The point after is blocked. Now let's take the timeout. Our score, Gibbs 14, the Highlanders 6. We'll be back with the ensuing kickoff after these messages.
14, Highlander 6.
See how hungry they are now. That was a pretty high snap, but the time he got it down, they smothered it.
Josh in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Highlanders on the scoreboard. The 12-yard touchdown run by Jordan Jeffers. The ensuing point after kick was blocked by Gibbs, and it will be Highlanders kicking off to Gibbs as Llewellyn will handle the kicking duties. 2 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in the third period of play. Llewellyn to kick. This one is high. It's a little pooch kick. Going to be taken by an up back. He fumbles the ball, falls down with it. Picked up by McDaniel. McDaniel tries to get running room, but only about a 2-yard return to the 31-yard line of Gibbs.
And, you know, that was a, I guess, whether it was intentional or just happened, but anyway, that little pop-up kick there got up there to some of those people that ain't used to handling a football that often.
And, you know, the Highlanders, they took possession on a fumble, so they got the takeaway and got the touchdown after that defensive effort. The handoff, this is McDaniel running room clip, taken out from under, or taken down as Slavin comes up to make the tackle from the safety position. McDaniel falls forward to the 37-yard line, a gain of 6.
But, you know, that's something a young defensive back needs to be doing, I would think. You know, you're giving up so much size to running back like that, but take those wheels out from under them, and they can't go nowhere then.
And the Highlander defense really needs to, this is an area of the game they've got to dominate.
They really need the turnover again.
McDaniel, the lone back, now in motion. On the tight ends, toss pitch outside McDaniel. The Highlanders stringing out well. McDaniel cuts back against the flow. Somebody got him by the shirt tail and sort of hemmed him in a little bit, but he falls forward. Just good hard running on McDaniel's part as he crosses the 40 to about the 41-yard line, and that's pretty doggone close to a first down. It will be probably a foot short, bringing up third down. Less than 90 seconds remaining third period. Gibbs
McDaniel did a good job cutting back against the grain. They had him stop going to the left, but he was able to cut back and under the pursuit.
Third down, one back left, and that's the quarterback. He'll keep it this time. That's Overton. He'll sort of sneak behind the right tackle that time for a yard. And picking up the first down.
For the first down. The Highlander 43.
Minute 3 left in the third period.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Neither team wasting a lot of time getting to the line of scrimmage in this game and running their plays. Overton, the quarterback. Handoff, right side, that's more and more with running room. Bounces off of the tackle, bounces off of 2, drags as a Highlander defender. The ball's on the ground. The official's going to rule it down as Moore pulls the defender at least 5 or 6 yards, picking up 11 on the carry and a first down for Gibbs.
Ball carriers down at the 41-yard line, first down.
Well, you know, being a Highlander fan, you don't really like to see a running back do like that. But you know me, I like that kind of running. A running back take on a tackler and lower the shoulder and bop them out of the way.
Well, GP had a good running back, and I'll tell you what, Moore appears that he can tote the ball for you. That, for him, is his 18th carry of the game. And McDaniel already near 8 or 10 carries himself, so Moore certainly able to pack the punch. Overton, little draw, that is Moore. Breaks tackles again, runs into his own man, knocks him out of the way, and picks up 9 yards.
On the carry, stopped by Austin Lawson.
And, you know, that was just a good little quick cut he had to make to adjust behind the line of scrimmage to keep from running into one of the Highlanders waiting on him.
The officials will spot it, actually an 8-yard carry. It's 2nd and 2. There's a timeout on the floor. No, I'm sorry. There is the end of the third period. After 3 periods from Highlander Field, homecoming 2001. Our score, Gibbs 14, your Highlander 6. We'll be back after this short commercial break.
Gotta get the football back some way, somehow, right about now. And it ain't likely you'll get a pick because they ain't going to throw it, are they?
They only
3 throws.
well, they were 3 of 7 in the
Oh, they
first
tried
half.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They went on one little flurry there. They threw about 3 or 4 times real quick.
And Josh in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We come back to live action. It's the beginning of the fourth period of play. It's 2nd and 2 yards to go for the Gibbs Eagles. They lead by 8 points. The handoff and the first down. McDaniel on the carry. Little spin move takes him inside the Highlander 35 to the Highlander 34-yard line. A gain of 4. So these tailbacks, Moore's carried it 19 times. McDaniel's carried it 9 times. So the 2 tailbacks have carried it 28 times in the football contest. And their yardage is not, we'll say, so much imposing, but it's a time-consuming possession of offense. The handoff, that's McDaniel again, rips through the running room on the left side down to about the 20-yard line where Greg Slavin makes the tackle for the Highlanders. And let's see, McDaniel rips off about 11 more yards.
That would be 4 first downs in 7
first down
rushing attempts on this drive.
It's easy to see why Gibbs was able really to dominate Kingston statistically with this type of running power. Overton again, the quarterback, hands it off to McDaniel, right side, cuts back, ball stripped as the Highlanders have it. A couple of Highlanders knew the ball came out, and the Highlanders are pointing to the north end zone, which would give Highlanders possession. Now the officials got to pull them out of there one at a time, and nope, it will be Gibbs football. The Highlanders unable to get control of the ball, even though they knew it was out.
fumble.
A gain of 2 on the carry by McDaniel.
I saw a red shirt get down on that
Second
football,
down.
Rick, but apparently it squished right out of his hands.
2nd and 2. Well, maybe the Highlanders will be able to go in and get this one now. We see they're working on the right hand of Rusty Washington down on the sideline, so he's out momentarily for the Highlanders. May have jammed a finger or thumb on that last play. One of the tight end steps back as a wing back left side. Overton, handoff McDaniel again. Hit, stood up, taken on, and taken down.
On the carry.
That was
Start
Brandon
by
Slavin. Slavin on the tackle for McDaniel, a gain off 3. 3rd and long 3, almost 4 yards to go for the Eagles. 9 minutes, 44 seconds remaining in the football contest. The Highlanders trail by 1 touchdown plus 2 extra points. Moore now back in the game as the tailback. Handoff to Moore, hit, knocked backwards, and the Highlanders swarm him under there.
Good
That would be a
defense.
loss, big 3rd down loss that time by Moore. I don't know who made that initial hit, but he shuddered, actually shuddered Moore.
Moore on the carry.
And with that, the rest of the Highlanders got there and threw him for a loss of 3 yards. It's now 4th and 7 to go for Kingston.
Don't know who made the first hit, Rick, but it really and truly it didn't matter because there was 5 more red shirts there just instantaneous like.
Kingston on 4th down appears to have their place kicker in the game. That is Drew Payne. Payne puts the tee down at the 25-yard line. This will be a 35-yard field goal attempt.
Big rush, big rush, big rush.
Here comes the Highlander pressure. The kick up. The kick sails wide right. It's no good. Highlanders will have possession as they
Gibbs, 14, Scott Hines,
come up
6.
awful big on that 3rd down play. H, awful big right there, holding Moore to his probably first negative yardage of the game.
That was a good defensive set once they got inside the 35-yard line.
And I don't know if I've kept up with this exactly right, but this is only the 2nd offensive possession of the 2nd half by the Highlanders.
That is right.
Gibbs has had 2, and now this is the 2nd possession with 8:40 remaining in the game. The Highlanders break the huddle, coming to the line of scrimmage. They'll have receivers left and right. Tight end Lou Allen on the right side, I backfield. They give it to Henry. Looks for running room. Nothing there. Maybe a small loss.
Henry on the carry. Stop by Jake.
Golly, it just seems like those linebackers are almost in the huddle here in the snap count.
No gain on the play. It's 2nd and still 10 yards to go for the Highlanders. The play given by Coach Carter to Jeffers, who takes it in the huddle. Jordan tonight on the passing side, I've got him somewhere like 3 for 7, 3 of 7 attempts, and 147-yard pass reception in there to T.J. Llewellyn. That last pass. Llewellyn in motion through the backfield. They fake it. Jeffers rolls out, tries to elude the defenders, and is going to be swarmed under. Again, just too much up-front pressure coming. Jeffers with no opportunity to throw the ball. They were trying to get through a little play action off of Llewellyn as he was the man in motion trying to turn him upfield. That's how they were successful on the long pass play. A loss of, we'll say, 8 yards.
$7:22 remaining.
3rd and about 18 to go for the Highlanders. This time they'll put 2 receivers out on each side. The slots, Sexton left. Here come the linebackers again. Jeffers trying to throw the ball, threw it behind the receiver to the sidelines, and he again stood in there and really took a pretty good hit from the Gibbs defender that time. And Jordan's accuracy and arm strength has improved greatly, really greatly as this year has gone on. I'm telling you, no quarterback, if you don't get time to throw, can be accurate. Jordan will punt on this, the 2nd possession for the Highlanders. This punt It's going to be a little line drive. It's going to bounce high, taken at about the 45-yard line by Daly. Daly looking for running room. Got a wall on the right side. Turns to the sideline. A couple players to beat. Jukes a couple of defenders and now pounded down somewhere inside the Highlander 20-yard line. A return of about 25, 26 yards by Daly.
Penalty flag down. That's surely a clip or a hold. Hold.
Penalty marker on the play.
Which will help our Highlanders out.
First penalty of the second half after having 30 yards in penalties in the first half. First one against Gibbs. That's a 15-yarder for Gibbs. They have the ball inside Highlander territory at the 32-yard line.
And
the 37-yard line.
And the clock is quickly becoming another player for the Gibbs side.
Overton wants to pass. Looks up the middle of the field. Has the reception to the tight end. Running for the end zone. Touchdown. Espiritu. Espiritu on the pass and run. That covers 37 yards. Big play. Gibbs.
Well, an extremely big play for Gibbs right there. It's big for them because it adds a cushion with 6:44 remaining in the game as they prepare for the point after, but it makes it that much tougher. Instead of one score, the Highlanders are looking at 2 now.
In to attempt the point after would be Drew Payne.
Drew Payne to attempt the extra point.
Snap, placement, kick, up, and good.
The kick is good. Your score.
With a timeout on the
21,
field.
Highlanders
The Gibbs
6.
Eagles have improved to a 2-touchdown advantage again over the Highlanders. Our score, Gibbs 21, Highlanders 6. We'll take this break. Be back in 30 seconds. Josh, here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gibbs with a little help. Their defense forcing the Highlanders to punt, and even though they got a penalty that put them back at the Highlander 37-yard line, they struck fast, they struck furious, converting on the first play, a 37-yard pass and run from quarterback Jason Overton to Billy Espiritu. The point after by Drew Payne, and Gibbs leading 21-6 as Payne will kick off to the Highlanders deep. Henry and Sexton. They have been kicking to Sexton, who is the returner on the far side.
Sexton and Sherwood Henry deep for the Highlanders.
This one sails, and it's going to be taken by Sexton. Touchback in the end zone, so the Highlanders will be starting at their own 20-yard line.
Which in some ways may have been good because that was such a high kick, and I noticed a lot of white shirts getting way downfield.
6 minutes, 43 seconds. It's not that it's the Gibbs team that is the problem for the Highlanders right now. It's the clock, which is the problem. 6:43, and Gibbs takes so much time off the clock on each possession. They've only had the ball on 3 possessions. One of them was only for one play on a touchdown pass. And the Highlanders, this is only their 3rd possession of the second half. So, it's has been a short ball game. Out of the shotgun, this is Jeffers, moves Sexton in motion through the backfield. Jeffers rolls right away from the pressure, got it out to Sexton.
Nope.
Ball tip, knocked up in the air, knocked down.
Ooh, that was close. That ball seemed to hang out in front of 2 white shirts then.
Well conceived play that time as the 2 receivers, West and Llewellyn, just ran straight up the field, taking the defenders with them, and Sexton sort of running underneath. Had some room. If he could have made the catch, may have had the sideline.
Yeah, they cleared that area out for him, run a little swing out in there, Rick, and the ball was well thrown. Hey, it's hard to say how come a receiver don't catch a ball all the time, but we know that happens.
Second down, Highlanders. Again from the shotgun. Alshire, the deep back alongside Jeffers. Now in motion, this is Llewellyn from left to right. Jeffers rolls right, has to tuck it himself, breaks a tackle, and now drug down after a gain of 1, possibly 2 yards. Third down, Highlanders, 3rd and 8. And big third down. Also, clock continues to run. The play from the sideline. Coach Carter, Rick Carter, in his first year as the Highlander head coach, calls the plays from the sidelines. He's assisted by Jason Terry, James Mitchell, Tom Blumetti, and Tony Bronner. By the way, you're listening to Highlander football tonight on WBNT-FM 105.5. Rick Keaton, your play-by-play. H.L. Keaton, your color and analysis. Watch the video replay on Channel 4, locally in Scott County. Jeffers up the sideline, intends it for West, and again the pressure, again taken down hard, and the pass thrown behind the receiver. It goes incomplete, and it's 4th down. Jeffers very slow this time, H, to get up, and that one was a wobble when he did get up.
Yeah, you know, he's an outstanding young athlete. He's not all that big. One thing, when he's carrying the football, when he's running with it, even if it doesn't seem like it takes that much to knock him down, he's not taking a solid. Even if he takes a good solid shot, he sort of bounces away from it. But when he's planted to throw the football,
you know, tonight
he absorbs
tonight
all of it.
are the hardest licks I've seen him take in any football game this season, and he has absolutely hung in there to do that. Jeffers in punt formation will line drive it.
Come on, ball, bounce right.
But it goes to the return man. He picks it up. That's Daly. Daly
oh no, don't do that.
Misses a tackle. Drives inside the 30, and a return of about 14 yards by Daly that time.
Well, like we were talking about, Rick, when Jordan is planted to throw the football, he's already planted that back foot, and he starts his motion. His lighter weight, he doesn't bounce away from the hit of the defensive player. He has to absorb it, and then he has to absorb their weight, usually falling down on him.
Gibbs possession, 1st and 10 again. They are starting for the 2nd consecutive time in Highlander territory, this time at the Highlander 29. Handoff. Running room inside is at McDaniel. McDaniel driving, and finally it takes 4 Highlanders to pull him down from behind as McDaniel gets inside the Highlander 15 to the 14-yard line. 15 yards on the carry, McDaniel.
First down.
McDaniel quietly piling up the carries now, H. He has 14, so between the tailbacks, they've got 32 carries in the game. McDaniel lines up as the lone back in the Gibbs backfield again. The snap, trying to run the option play. Who has the quarterback? For some reason, one of the Highlander defenders, I thought, played the quarterback. Maybe the left defensive end played the quarterback. I thought he hit him, man. For some reason, released him and let him go. Yeah, down to the 5-yard line. A gain of, we'll say, 8 yards. And that is a new quarterback in the game. That's Dane Daly for Gibbs. Daly under center. Again, McDaniel, the lone back behind him. Daly, straight handoff. That's McDaniel. McDaniel hit, stood up, and still powers a couple of Highlanders forward. Inside the 10 to, the 7-yard line, 6-yard line?
Down to the 2-yard line.
I'm sorry, down to the 3-yard line. A gain of 5 by McDaniel.
And a first down.
First and goal at the 2.
I've got 9 first downs in the second half for Gibbs. Again, McDaniel lost his balance, but there are 3 Highlanders waiting behind the line of scrimmage, I think, to make the tackle. It will be 2nd and goal. Gibbs, a loss, not much, so he got back to the original line of scrimmage. The Eagles break the huddle. 3 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in the football game. They're knocking on the Highlander door, 3rd and 3 to go for the Eagles. Daly eludes a defender, tries the quarterback keeper, may have fumbled the ball a little bit or had bobbled the snap.
Daly on the
Got
carry.
back to about the line of scrimmage.
Stop by Allshire. Adam Phillips.
He seems slow coming out from under center with the football.
3rd down, still 3rd and 3 to go for the Eagles. McDaniel, the lone running back behind Daly. Again, they've got the double tight ends. Daly under center. Wants to run the option play. Sneaks it into the end zone. Kept it himself, and Daly on the 3-yard touchdown carry.
From 3 yards out, starts off with what appeared to be the option going to the right side. He got his little running lane or gap inside the end, cut it in. Well, really went into the end zone untouched. With 2:34 to go in this ball game, they spot the tee for the point after.
Drew Payne attempting another point after kick. He had missed a field goal earlier. This point after is up and good. And Gibbs with 2 fourth-period touchdowns, improving their lead over the Highlanders 28-6. The Highlanders get a touchdown. Gibbs answers with 2 more of their own. 28-6 our score. Let's take this break. We'll be back with more Highlander football after a message from this Friday night high school football sponsor.
We'll remind you once again about Trinity Baptist Church 5th quarter reception held every night after a Scott High football game. Free food and refreshments. Everyone is invited.
I guess that's why those pieces go in your ears.
Josh in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Late in the 3rd period, the Highlanders pick up a touchdown and they trail Gibbs 14-6. Apparently that just unsettled Gibbs or got a mad one as they picked up 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to improve their lead now 28-6.
The Highlanders come out after the half. Rick had that good drive. They'd made their blocking adjustments. Maybe Gibbs was able to get some counter adjustments in there real quick.
Real quickly, after they teed up the ball, Hembry cross sides with Sexton so that he can maybe get the carry. Hembry picks it up at his own 8-yard line, looks for some running room, eludes a defender out across the 20 to about the 26-yard line. It'll be a 20-yard return by Hembry. I thought that we'd pull a sneaky one on Gibbs right there so that Hembry would have an opportunity at the return. 2:25, 2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining in this football contest. A regional matchup between the Gibbs Eagles and our own Scott Highlanders at Highlander Field, which has been homecoming 2001 for the Highlanders. And again, our congratulations to Miss Brooke King, one of the cheerleaders. And a timeout taken by Gibbs. So with a timeout on the field, let's join each team with the timeout, as it's been a very fast-moving second half of play. Our score, Gibbs 28, our Highlanders 6, back in 30 seconds. Going to be a 2-hour football game.
Yeah, for a little bit longer halftime. That's pretty good clip.
Congratulations out once again to Miss Brooke King, 2001 homecoming queen. I'd like to thank all the lovely young ladies from the past who came out, the homecoming queens from the past. Look better now than you ever did.
Josh in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gibbs taking a timeout. The Highlanders discussing at the sideline what to do in the final 2 minutes, 25 seconds of this homecoming football contest, a game that they trail now by 3 touchdowns and extra point conversions. The Highlanders have it 1st and 10. Jordan Jeffers for the Highlanders out of the shotgun. Long Canes may be checking. Jeffers to throw the ball, looking long up the middle, and it goes incomplete. Sails over everybody's head. Lou Allen, I think, was going to run a little slant in and up. And Jeffers got a lot of air under the ball, and either they just didn't time it right. A lot of things happen if Jeffers feels some pressure right now. He's taking a couple of hard hits in this game. and he may not want to stand back there and hold on to the ball. 2nd and 10 Highlanders.
Yeah, a couple of hard hits would be, you could probably say a couple of hard hits in the last couple of minutes. Like I
Let's
said,
see, Jared Ginn in at quarterback. He'll be in the shotgun formation as the Highlanders will move Jeffers out as a wide receiver right. Llewellyn slot inside of him, moves in motion from right to left. Sexton and Slavin on the other side. Again, tries to throw it to Jeffers up the sideline, dives for it in midfield, and just off his fingertips. Man, that was a nice NICE effort. Jordan, you don't have to go chase the ball down, buddy. Jeffers just isolated man-on-man on the defensive back right there. Got a step on him. Ginn probably even hadn't warmed up, so he wasn't ready. Almost laid it out perfectly.
Yeah, that's why I started to say I didn't notice him doing any throwing on the sideline, so if he came in cold and was that close on one, that's a pretty good effort too.
3rd down play Highlanders, 3rd and 10. The ball at about the 26-yard line. They've got to get it to their own 36 to pick up the first down. Again, Jeffers is the wide out on the right side. Greg Slavin the wide out left side. Slot receivers inside of both of them. Again, out of the shotgun, here comes the pressure. Is he mobile enough to elude it? No, he's not. Thrown for a loss back at the 16-yard line.
Thrown for a loss by Matt Parker. 4th down.
10 yards.
Yeah, just about. It's 4th and 20 now. 4th and 20 Highlanders. Probably the smart thing to do would be to punt. That brings Jordan Jeffers back into deep punt formation. Again, 2 returners deep. The ball is low. He may have been on his knee, and they'll have to down it. The snap was low. Jeffers went to his knees to try to block it and recover it. While he was on his knee, decided to pick the ball up and down at the 10-yard line. So with that, Gibbs takes over. It's only a matter of 1 minute and 19 seconds now.
Well, anyway, with Gibbs with a 2nd unit in here, you know those young white shirts are going to want to get into the end zone so they can get a little slice of the scoring bye.
Again, Daly is the quarterback. The deep back now, this is Sean Lyon. And he just steps back and takes a knee. Coach Carroll,
classy.
That's a classy move. You have your first win of the season as Gibbs improves 1 win, 5 losses overall. They're now 1 and 2 within Region 2, 3A football. And don't expect nothing different here. I think Daly will step up and take another knee. Steps back and another loss of 2. And so, as we said, Daly just going to be content to let this clock run. Gibbs will.
One more snap.
Let's wait on the official to blow the ball. Yeah, they're probably going to have to snap it one more time just to run out the clock. Daly under center. Long cadence with a snap. Steps back 2 yards, downs it. And that will draw this football matchup to a close as the Gibbs Eagles maybe got a little bit mad when the Highlanders got a touchdown there in the 3rd period. Gibbs comes up with 2 touchdowns in the 4th period. Actually, each one of those touchdowns coming in pretty good field position. The first of the 2 touchdowns, they started at the Highlander 37-yard line. The second, they started at the Highlander 29-yard line. It's not like they had to go a long way. They really didn't. They were just efficient enough to do it. The first of the touchdowns was on a pass reception, so probably totally unexpected and a good call from the Gibbs coaching staff on that particular play. Don't go away. We've got your Highlander Post-game wrap-up coming along. We'll recap the scoring, individual statistics. We'll do that and more during your Highlander post-game coming up after this extended commercial break, so don't go away. We'll be right back with that. Again, our final score, Gibbs 28, your Highlanders 6. Here we go, Josh, in 5, 2. Welcome back to our Highlander post game this evening at Highlander Field. It's homecoming 2001, and unfortunately for the Highlanders, they're not able to hold on going down the stretch as Gibbs gets 2 touchdowns in the fourth period to win 28-26 over the Highlanders. Let's analyze and let's take a look at the scoring summary in tonight's game. In the first period, with 6:03 remaining, Dustin Moore scores a 4-yard touchdown run. The Drew Payne point after kick gives Gibbs a 7-0 lead. And then with only 2:06 remaining in the first half, Josh McDaniel on a 1-yard touchdown plunge. Again, the Drew Payne point after kick is good. At halftime, it's a 14-0 football contest. Statistically speaking for Gibbs, it wasn't that much in the first half, H. It wasn't a dominating performance. They had 19 offensive carries and 97 yards, and I think maybe 20 yards passing in the first half, so it wasn't dominating. And I think probably the mood in the Highlander dressing room at halftime was, hey, we're close, and all we've got to do is get the first touchdown and get the second touchdown, and something happen, fumble, take away, whatever it might be, and we can win this ball game.
One of the things that I think I picked up when I stepped in there, Rick, there might have been a little bit of confusion as far as the blocking scheme went with the Highlanders. That was quickly corrected as the Highlanders came out and starting the third period. We saw as good a drive as we saw all year out of the Highlanders, move the ball right on down the field, and then I think we saw maybe Gibbs make some adjustments to those adjustments.
Well,
little games inside the games.
That was actually for the Highlanders recovering a fumble. Let me tell you where. I'm going to say it started at the Highlander 31-yard line, so they had to go about 70 yards to get the touchdown. We'll continue with the scoring summary, and that's what leads us to that. The Highlanders on the first defensive stand of the third period do a very good job, force a punt out of Gibbs. Gibbs gets it back again. The Highlanders this time on the fumble recovery, and what they have is a drive going right there. The big play on the drive was the 48-yard pass reception from Jordan Jeffers to T.J. Llewellyn. With 2:44 remaining in the third period, Jeffers on a 12-yard touchdown run, just a little quarterback sweeper to the left side, got the block still off the edge. The Llewellyn point after kick was blocked. Could have been a problem in the hole. We don't know on that. But it was blocked. At that stage, it was a 14-6 football contest, and the Highlanders only trailing by 8 points and most of the entire fourth period remaining. But as you said during the contest, Gibbs just a clock-eating machine.
Oh, yeah.
They really just churned the time.
They swapped 2 tailbacks in and out of this ball game, and they were so interchangeable you had to look at the numbers to see which was which. They both had power. One of them may have just a slight more speed, but the thing about it was I don't know if they made any different blocking adjustments, but what was 2 and 3, 4-yard gains in the first half became 8, 9, 10-yard gains in the second half.
And we'll look at those statistics just momentarily. We move into the fourth period with 6:44 remaining. Jason Overton on a 37-yard touchdown pass to Billy Espiritu. The Drew Payne point after kick was good, making the score 21-6. Well, that started at the Highlander 37-yard line. The first play, after taking over, I think on a punt, they just got good field position. Let me see what the Highlanders did there. Dropped punt snap. No, that wasn't it. That was later in the game. I can't get it right. It's been a long game here. But anyway, they start at the Highlander 37-yard line. So it's the first play. They go to the big tight end, sort of running a little out pattern, about 20 yards downfield. He carries it in the rest of the way. And the thing about it is they lead 20-6, but only 6+ minutes remaining in the half. A little pressure on the Highlanders. Not able to do much more with it. Then the dropped punt snap, and it really wasn't dropped. It was a poor snap.
Yeah.
Jeffers had to really go down on his knees and block it, and he gained possession of the ball while he was on his knees. So with that, they took over late in the game. That happened later, I guess. Then with 2:34 remaining in the game, Dane Daly on a 3-yard quarterback option play trying to run the option, just kept it himself, walked unabated into the end zone. The pain point after kick made it 28-6. And as we said, after that, the Highlanders couldn't move the ball, did drop a punt snap, and that's pretty well how the game ended. 28-6, the final score.
I think we got Coach Terry in.
Okay. With that, the Highlander record now 0-6, 0-3 in the region. The Gibbs Eagles winning their first game. They are 1-5. They are 1-2 within the region. Statistically, right here, let's take a look first of all at Gibbs. And as we said in the first half, not such a dominating performance because they had
Good
97
defense.
yards. Good defense by the Highlanders, and each team I think had about 5 possessions in the first half. Looking at the passing side first for Gibbs, they convert, let's see, 3 of 7 passing opportunities for 24 yards and 1 touchdown in the game. The receiving yardage, actually they convert 4. I don't have it here someplace. They convert 4, so I'll take it back, but the yardage is still about the same, 24. Let's see, and the touchdown went to Billy Espiritu. That covering 17 yards, I believe, 37 yards. That may be the one I didn't write down here. I'll have to go back and look it over. I'm not used to doing this. On the rushing side for Gibbs, you've got Justin Moore. Moore carries the ball 20 times for 88 yards and 1 touchdown. Billy Espiritu carries it twice for -2. Josh McDaniel, he was the number 34 you were talking about, 15 carries for 95 yards in the game. So, he actually outrushed Moore by a little bit there. And then Dane Daly had 6 carries for a total of 5 yards. So, 44 carries in the game for Gibbs, 187 yards, and total offense about 201. So, what Gibbs used is the running game to just whittle the clock and take the clock, and suddenly you look up and there's 5 minutes to go in the game and you're down by 2 touchdowns. They just use that ground game to really control the clock. They just parrot straight at you.
Really it was, and you was talking about penalties earlier. We saw a few penalties in the game, but the second half was one penalty each team, I believe. So,
yes.
So there was very few clock stop in opportunities during that second half.
That's right. Now for the Highlanders, the statistical side, Jordan Jeffers completed 4 of 11 passes, and Jared Ginn came in 0 for 1 late. I'll change this right here on the fly as I go. You can tell I'm not very good at these stats, can't you? So overall, the Highlanders 4 of 12 passing, a total of 72 yards. Receiving, you've got Greg Slavin with 2 catches for 11 yards. You've got T.J. Llewellyn, 2 catches for 62 yards. That's the 4 receptions and a total of 73 yards. Again, my math doesn't look right from one point to the other here. Rushing for the Highlanders, Sherwood Hembry carries the ball 6 times for 23 yards. Rusty Washam twice, 1 yard. Jordan Jeffers carries 8 times for 6 yards. John Sexton 3 times for -10. Jared Ginn 1 time for -10. The Highlanders 20 carries for 10 yards rushing in the game. Total offense of about 83 yards for the Highlanders in the game. Penalties pretty much even for each team as far as that goes. Jordan Jeffers tonight in the first half did punt. However, I think 5 times and averaged about 31 yards. I didn't factor in the second half there. So statistically, of course, Gibbs with the yardage on the ground. As we said, the Highlander record now is 0-6. Gibbs 1-6, and Gibbs with the first regional win. Let's take a break during our Highlander postgame. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. We'll talk more. We've got one of the coaches up here with us. We'll talk more Highlander football after this break. Back in 60.
Huh? It's tape delay.
Let me figure out where I messed up this yardage here,
What they
guys.
always told me, Jason? Close your eyes and you can't tell the difference between radio and TV. That's why I stand up here like this a lot.
What are you going to ask?
Huh?
How did we do defense?
Yeah. what was it, 200, what was their total yardage?
201.
Really, it wasn't that bad a lick. But dadgum, they chewed the clock so bad.
Yep.
And, well, you know the big difference. It's the offense, 80 yards offense.
Right over here.
Wait till he moves that sheet there, but that's, of course, you know ours are unofficial.
They got more yards on Kingston than Sky did.
Yeah, I think so. I think quite a bit more. 82 yards. That's the rushing was just 10. But at that first drive in the third period, though, you know, I was down there, you know, and y'all made those adjustments on the blocking scheme. Those kids come right out and man, snap, snap, snap.
Mm-hmm.
Did they make some adjustments on their defensive side of the ball?
I don't know if they did or not, really.
I tell you, I never saw linebackers. It's almost like they were hearing the snap count.
Yeah.
You know,
They were
I mean, they had it nailed.
JT had that ball down there on the phone.
On the
Yeah.
fumble.
He had the football.
That's big. Big.
I thought I saw that red shirt wrap around that thing.
He swears to it. He had the ball.
Yeah, 'cause he just sort of dropped straight down on his hands and knees, didn't he?
Who won the homecoming? When
Brooke King. Okay, let's think. Here we go. Okay. Again, here we go. Guys in 5, 4. See how I do this. 3. Welcome back to Highlander Field. Again, Gibbs winning this evening 28-6 over the Highlanders in the 2001 homecoming ceremony here at Highlander Field. And we congratulate Miss Julia Brooke King. She's the 2001 homecoming queen and will reign until this time next year. Congratulations, Brooke, one of the cheerleaders for the Highlanders, I do believe. The Highlander yardage, I'm going to change that just a little bit. We may have picked up one more total yard as I go back and look at our statistics just a little bit further. Next week, and actually for the next 2 weeks, the Highlanders will be on the road. We go to Loudon next week. That's October the 5th. And 2 weeks from tonight, we go to Knox Fulton. Of course, every game for the Highlanders. The rest of the season, regional matchups. So Loudon 1 week from tonight. Fulton 2 weeks from tonight. So we invite you to follow the Highlanders both at home and on the road. We're joined now by Assistant Defensive Coordinator Jason Terry. Jason, you may have heard us talking about the statistics as we came up here. In the first half, the defense, the thing that you call 97 rushing yards for Gibbs. I thought the defense played exceptionally well.
we didn't do bad this week. That we challenged the kids this week to step it up a little bit, make some plays, make some tackles for starters. If you've watched us the past couple weeks, we haven't tackled well, and they stepped it up. They met the challenge, and I'm just tickled to death with them tonight. Even though we didn't win and we're a little disappointed, we're still happy with the progress we're making. We're getting better every week. So,
well, to Gibbs' credit, I mean, I think there was only one play that your defense really had a letdown on. That was a touchdown pass. And, I mean, I guess it catches you unaware because they're just pounding 5 yards, 10 yards, and then decide to throw the ball.
Yeah. The safety bit on the play, which is very common. I mean, we're playing 4 sophomores out there in the DBs, and they're young. They're going to make mistakes. He played terrific all night long, but he bit on one play. But dadgum, I'm so proud of him. He played well. I'd say he led us in tackles. I'm not sure. I don't have those stats in front of me, but he played great. One big play doesn't win or lose a game, though. So
the thing that Coach Carter told me, we were standing down on the field talking before the game. He said, we're young in the secondary, and he said, we've really got to tackle better. Now, I'll tell you what, the corners tonight, Brandon West, Sherwood, John Sexton, one of your strong safety out there, and Greg Slavin. Those guys, I'll tell you what, that best job of tackling on the perimeter I think we've had all year.
Yeah. We challenged them this week. We worked a lot in individual drills on getting rid of blockers, stop blocking, and making some plays. They come up and made some tackles. A lot of times you don't want your DBs or safeties to make tackles, but when they're making them for 2-yard gains, I'll take them. That means they're aggressive, they're coming up and playing football, and like I said, I'm just tickled to death with them all the way around.
And, Jason, you've got to give some credit to Gibbs, those 2 tailbacks that they were swapping in and out there. Even your linebackers was giving up, 25, 30 pounds to those boys. Those were hard-running backs. Yeah,
they were. They're great backs. Gibbs has got a good team. Coach Carroll's a class act with a good game plan this week. He came right at us. Where we're lacking a little bit on defense is strength. Everybody we've played so far and probably will play is stronger than us, and that's a little lax in the weight room due to some off-field situations, and we're just being manhandled, as you would say sometimes. And when you're guys going two ways, they wear down in the third and fourth quarter.
Yes.
So we're going to work on that. We'll keep working every week, and we'll get there. Good things are on the horizon.
Well, the defense, and I thought Gibbs certainly a good team tonight. And, you know, despite their record, I thought they were a good team. But the front five for your defense, the linebackers played hard. The defensive backs came up, tackle hard. You know, and those two doggone running backs for Gibbs, between them, 35 carries. I mean, they just pounded at you.
Like you said, he knew just as well as we did. We got a lot of kids going both ways. He knew if he kept pounding, didn't make the turnovers, that he'd be able to wear us down. He has a little more numbers than we do, so it worked out for him. He had a great game plan. He really did.
Yeah, and I may have made the comment and said, well, you know, we got a touchdown in the third period. Sort of made Gibbs mad. They wanted to get two more touchdowns in the fourth period. But, hey, they got field position, and, you know, teams with field position, Coach Carter told me that earlier. You know, he said, we've had in the last couple of games, we've had some field position, and we just can't score. And what we've noticed other teams doing the last, 3 weeks now, Kingston, Wartburg, and now tonight, the other teams, does the other team have your number? And they're sending 2 and 3 linebackers.
Yeah, they are.
Well, really, it seemed that Gibbs. I mean, you know, they had their safeties pull up 4 yards off line. I mean, they were saying, "Okay, we're coming at you," and sort of daring you to throw the ball.
Exactly. He played us man to man all night long. Walked his DBs up in our receivers' place and sent 8 men, 7, 8 men every time, and he dared us to throw. And like I said, he had a great game plan tonight. All the credit goes to them. Our kids played hard. I'm so tickled, so proud. And we'll work harder this week, and we're going to play the role of spoiler the rest of the year. It's still not mathematically that we're eliminated yet.
That's right.
And we're going to try to put 4 together, see if we can't get in and send somebody home.
Well, hey, this is that stretch of football that the good teams, you know, we find out if they're good teams. The other teams, well, you know, do they fold a little bit under pressure? And it's always nice. I've always thought, you know, if you're not making it yourself, can you knock somebody else out?
The kids are, of course, disappointed, but they're upbeat. They know we can go on a run here, still maybe make it, but they're wanting to send a Fulton home who may be on the verge, or a Loudon.
Right.
So we've got 4 tough games ahead of us. Like I said, we'll work real hard. They're not going to quit on us. They hadn't done it all year, and we'll just keep plugging. Good things will happen. Kids got a lot of heart, and good things are going to come.
Indeed, they do. We've been joined this evening by assistant coach Jason Terry, and we've pretty well gone over everything, our statistics, our scoring summary. The final score tonight, 28-6, the visiting Gibbs Eagles, homecoming 2000 here at Highlander Field. They come away with the win, winning their first game of the year. The Highlanders now 0-6, 0-3 in the region. And, of course, our congratulations to Miss Julia Brooke King, the 2001 homecoming queen. That concludes our coverage this week from Highlander Field. Remember, we go on the road the next 2 weeks. We're at Loudon next week. That's down in Loudon County, and then Knoxville in 2 weeks from tonight. We invite you, Highlander fans, to join us on the road to support the Highlanders. And, of course, the next best place to be, if you can, is WBNT FM 105.5 and our replay on Channel 4. For everybody bringing you Highlander football, we're going to send it back to our studios now. We invite you again to join us next week as we follow the Highlanders to Loudon County to take on the Redskins down there. Good night to everyone involved with Highlander basketball, football, I guess. It's been a long week for me. Football is what we're doing this time. Josh Wisham behind the camera, H.L. Keaton, Rick Keaton, and Coach Jason Terry. Good night. See you next week.
Da, 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 da.